In today's video, we'll be exploring the chilling tale of John George Haigh, better known as the acid bath murderer. Haigh's story is one of darkness and horror, a journey into the mind of a serial killer whose crimes shocked the world. From his seemingly ordinary beginnings to his descent into madness and murder, we'll uncover the twisted path that led Haigh to commit some of the most gruesome crimes in British history. Welcome back to Word at War, where we delve into the dark corridors of history, exploring assassinations, wars, and the intricate web of politics that shaped nations. Join us as we explore the haunting legacy of John George Haigh and the impact of his heinous acts on society. The early life of John Haigh. Born on July 24, 1909, in Stamford, Lincolnshire, England, Haigh's early life was marked by hardship and instability. His family struggled financially, and his parents' turbulent relationship overshadowed his upbringing. Haigh's strict disciplinarian father was often absent, leaving the family to endure periods of financial strain. Furthermore, Haigh's childhood was marred by episodes of trauma and tragedy. He reportedly witnessed violence and abuse within his household, leaving deep psychological scars that would haunt him into adulthood. In the early stages of his criminal career, John George Haigh's thirst for wealth and his willingness to commit heinous acts led him to perpetrate his initial murders. Haigh's first victims were individuals he perceived as obstacles to his financial ambitions. Under the guise of a successful businessman, Haigh gained the trust of the Hendersons, convincing them to join him in what they believed to be lucrative business ventures. However, behind this face of charm and sophistication lay a sinister agenda. On February 12, 1948, Haigh led Archie Henderson to his workshop in Crawley, where he fatally shot him in the head. Moments later, he lured Rose Henderson to the same fate under the pretense of a reunion with her husband. Haigh's systematic approach to these murders, coupled with his callous disregard for human life, sent shockwaves through society. The Henderson case epitomized the depths of Haigh's depravity and the chilling extent of his criminality. Fortune collected from murders. A relentless pursuit of financial gain drove Haigh's crimes, and the Hendersons, with their perceived wealth, became prime targets for his twisted ambitions. He lured them into his web of deceit through deception and manipulation, ultimately robbing them of their lives and fortune. The Hendersons' wealth, once a symbol of prosperity and security, became a tool for Haigh's insatiable greed. With their deaths, he gained access to their assets, using their money to fuel his extravagant lifestyle and fund his criminal endeavors. But the Hendersons were not alone in falling victim to Haigh's murderous schemes. Throughout his criminal career, he preyed upon numerous individuals, each one a potential source of wealth to be exploited. The acid bath murders. Haigh's method of disposing of his victims' bodies in sulfuric acid was not only gruesome, but also a calculated attempt to erase all evidence of his crimes. After luring his victims into his web of deceit and violence, Haigh would mercilessly kill them before dismembering their bodies and immersing them in large drums filled with acid. Using sulfuric acid was a deliberate choice by Haigh, as it could dissolve organic matter completely, leaving behind only a sludgy residue. This method allowed him to effectively obliterate any trace of his victims, making it incredibly difficult for authorities to identify or link them to him. With each murder, he believed he could evade detection and continue his killing spree indefinitely. As Haigh's heinous crimes continued to escalate, authorities began to piece together evidence and connect the dots that pointed to him as the perpetrator. The discovery of Haigh's workshop in Crawley, where he carried out his gruesome murders, provided crucial evidence that ultimately sealed his fate. From the recovered murder weapon to the remnants of his victims' bodies, the workshop was a chilling testament to the horrors Haigh had inflicted. In a dramatic turn of events, Haigh's confession to the police stunned investigators as he revealed the full extent of his crimes and the systematic manner in which he had carried them out. With overwhelming evidence against him, Haigh's capture was inevitable, and he was swiftly brought to justice. Haigh's trial captivated the public's attention as the shocking details of his crimes were laid bare in the courtroom. There was little doubt of his guilt, with overwhelming evidence against him, including his chilling confession. Despite attempts to plead insanity and sensational claims of blood drinking, Haigh was convicted of multiple counts of murder. The sentencing phase marked the culmination of Haigh's reign of terror, as he was condemned to death for his heinous crimes. On August 10, 1949, Haigh faced the ultimate punishment as he was led to the gallows at Wandsworth Prison. The execution of John George Haigh brought a sense of closure to the victims' families. In this final segment, we reflect on the chilling story of John George Haigh, the acid bath murderer. His crimes are a stark reminder of the depths of human darkness and the importance of vigilance against evil. As we close this chapter, let us honor the memory of his victims and remain steadfast in our pursuit of justice and understanding. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, stay safe and vigilant. Goodbye.